Namaste, friends. Welcome to Sumamaloka Astrology once again. प्रथमं शैलपुत्री तु द्वितीयं ब्रह्मचारिणी तृतीयं चन्द्रघण्टेति कुष्माण्डेति चतुर्थकं पञ्चमं स्कन्दमातेति षष्ठ्यं कात्यायनीति च सप्तमं कालरात्रीति महागौरीति च अष्टमं नवमं सिद्धिदात्रीश्च नवदुर्गाः प्रकीर्तिताः. This is the shloka that tells us about the 9 form of Durga which is worshipped in Navaratris in the 9 auspicious days. The Navaratri comes 4 times a year, indicating the season change. The Shardiya Navaratra that falls in October-November indicates the season change from rainy to winter. What we are doing in this series is that we are relating one form of Devi to one Navamsha. And in the process, now we are on the third Navamsha, whose span is from 6 degree 40 minutes to 10 degrees in any sign. And this third Navamsha is ruled by Chandraghanta. Chandraghanta, as classics of spirituality explains it, Chandraghanta indicates the aspect of Devi as having her face blooming like crescent moon. We know that Shiv is having a moon over his head, right here. To become his spouse, Parvati also have to have that moon. And by her penance that she did in the form of Brahmacharini, she gets that moon over her head. And the accumulation of that moon by Parvati is indicated in this third form of Devi, known as Chandraghanta. Chandraghanta Mahatapa. Chandraghanta is the result of great penance and austerities done by Parvati before. And this Chandraghanta relates to the third Navamsha, which does indicate that every planet in the third Navamsha directly or indirectly comes under the control of moon. So what you need to do first is to check whether your moon is of Krishna Paksha or Shukla Paksha. If your moon is of Krishna Paksha, then the planet in the third Navamsha, no matter who the planet is, the planet in the third Navamsha is going to behave bad, is going to behave like a malefic. Whereas if your moon is of Shukla Paksha, then the planet in the third Navamsha is going to behave as a benefic planet, will be beneficial for you. What do I mean by benefic and malefic right now? Here, what do I mean by that? What do I mean is very simple to understand if you put your mind over it. But before I go to the definition of good and bad, let me explain something more. From Shukla Pratipada to Shukla Ashtami, even in the Shukla Paksha the moon is bad. From Shukla Ashtami up to Purnima, in the Shukla Paksha moon is very good. In Krishna Paksha from Krishna Pratipada to Krishna Ashtami, moon is good. Whereas from Krishna Ashtami to Amavasya, moon is terrible. So first of all, decide where is your moon. Between Krishna Ashtami to Shukla Ashtami or between Shukla Ashtami to Krishna Ashtami. And based on that, decide whether the planet in the third Navamsha is going to give you good result or a bad result. If the moon is of Krishna Ashtami, Krishna Navami, Krishna Dasmi, Krishna Ekadashi, Krishna Dwadashi, Krishna Triyodashi, Krishna Chaturdashi, Amavasya, Shukla Pratipada, Shukla Dvitiya, Shukla Tritiya, Shukla Chaturthi, Shukla Panchami, Shukla Sashti, Shukla Saptami or Shukla Ashtami. In that scenario, planet in the third Navamsha is bad for you. Whereas if the moon is of Shukla Navami, Shukla Dashmi, Shukla Ekadashi, Shukla Dwadashi, Shukla Triyodashi, Shukla Chaturdashi, Purnima, Krishna Pratipada, Krishna Dvitiya, Krishna Tritiya, Krishna Chaturthi, Krishna Panchami, Krishna Sashti, Krishna Saptami and Krishna Ashtami, in that scenario, planet in the third Navamsha is actually beneficial for you. What do we mean by beneficial and malefic right now? If a planet is beneficial for you, as per this technique, the planet in the third Navamsha, then doing the karma of the planet, following the path of the planet, following the advice of the planet, taking that planet in your support, will take you to the good results in life, will take you to happiness in life, will take you to fulfillment in life. Whereas, in the same line of thinking, if the planet is bad, in that scenario, following the significations of the planet, having that significations of planet in your life will be detrimental for you, will be bad for you. Let me tell you a small thing. Suppose you have a bad Mercury, then the significations of Mercury are bad for you. If you have a bad Mercury, if you have a pathetic Mercury, then friendship is not for you. Your friends are supposed to give you bad advice. Your relatives are supposed to advise you to hold you back. Your relatives don't think good of you. They think you're bad only. So people with a bad Mercury should not listen to their friends or their relatives. Yeah. People with a bad Sun are advised to choose their own path, are advised to think twice before doing anything. Generally, I have seen people with pathetic Sun, if they follow the profession recommended by their father, they generally end up having a disturbed life which is unsatisfied. Where they are unsatisfied. They are not satisfied with their job. Their life is very much like suffering. And I have seen them literally cursing their fathers. That my father made me do this, he's a very bad guy. This gives birth to bad relationship between the parent and the child. Right? That's the indication that I'm talking about. Planet in the third Navamsha can be very detrimental for you or can be very supporting for you, depending on where your moon is. Use this technique and decide whether you should follow the advice of the planet in the third Navamsha or not. If the moon is good, then following the advice of the planet in the third Navamsha will take you to great heights in life. And if the moon is bad, then activating the planet in the third Navamsha will be very detrimental for you. For an example, suppose someone is having Jupiter in 7 degree 30 minutes. The third Navamsha is from 6 degree 40 minute up to 10 degree. Jupiter being 7 degree 30 minute is in the third Navamsha. And suppose the person is born in Krishna Tritiya. The person being born in Krishna Tritiya and this Jupiter being in the third Navamsha, Krishna Tritiya was a benefic Tithi for moon. And this Jupiter is in the third Navamsha. Hence, if the person tries to behave like Jupiter, try to look like Jupiter, try to work like Jupiter, then that try will give him success. What he should do? Jupiter indicates someone with a garland. So this person for success in life should always wear something around his neck. Jupiter is philosophical. This person should read things related to philosophy. This person should be interested in philosophy. This person before doing anything should take some time, pause and read about the thing that he is going to do. Yeah. Jupiter indicates spirituality. This person should have a spiritual practice for his life. Should have a spiritual practice daily. He should worship daily without any fail. If he ignores gods, if he ignores deities, if he ignores his Ishta Devta, in that scenario, he will not be able to progress in life. He will not be able to have success in life. He will suffer because of that. Suppose someone is having Mercury in the third Navamsha. In that scenario, he should be very careful about whatever he talks about. He should never ever hide anything. He should never ever keep anything in his heart. There are some people who will not tell you something right now. Even if they feel bad, even if they feel offended because of your words, they will keep the grudge in their hearts and at the right time will fight with you. If Mercury is in the third Navamsha, don't be like this. This will be very detrimental for your success. This will be very detrimental for your growth. If Jupiter is in the third Navamsha, never use your intelligence for harming someone. Never use your intelligence to punish someone. If the Sun is in third Navamsha, never use your authority to punish someone. Never complain about anyone to your father. If Moon is in the third Navamsha, don't become an emotional baggage on anyone. And don't let anyone become an emotional baggage over you. If Moon is in the third Navamsha, try to read more about how the human mind works and the psychology and the philosophy. Not philosophy, actually psychology and the workings of the mind. If the Moon is in the third Navamsha, then your favorite friends should be Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud. If Mars is in the third Navamsha, try helping everyone out. If the Mars is in the third Navamsha, go join a gym. Hit the baseball court. Go play cricket. Have some physical activity in your routine. Help people. Help your inferiors. Become a leader. Lead those who need you. Go and give light to those people who are not able to find a way for themselves. Mars is a leader. Become a leader. If Venus is in the third Navamsha, who is stopping you from purchasing that perfume? Your looks, your clothes should be in such a way that your friends and the friend circle should feel jealous of you, of your fashion sense. If Venus is in the third Navamsha, your first most important priority should be your fashion. Your first most important priority should be yourself. What you need to cultivate in life is love towards your own self, respect towards your own self. If the Saturn is in the third Navamsha, you should value yourself. Someone told you to do something and you start doing that. You start doing it, that's not the way. Pause and stop and think, are you the person who should do it? If you are not, don't do it. That's the lesson that comes from Saturn. If you want success, follow this. If Rahu, don't cheat, neither get cheated. Be very, very careful. Be extremely careful not to get cheated. If Rahu is there, don't smoke. Smoking is very bad for you. If Rahu is there, never ever tell a lie. Even if it gives you temporary benefits, never ever tell a lie. That lie will be very much detrimental for you. And if there is Ketu in the third Navamsha, worship Ganesha. If there is Ketu in the third Navamsha, never take a decision without thinking thrice. If there is Ketu in the third Navamsha, then never ever cover your head. Always have it open. This third Navamsha, third house is the first Upachaya. Upachaya indicates growth. It is very much similar to the third Navamsha. It can become the first Upachaya that will give you the growth, or it can become the Vipattara that will give you danger. The planet in the third Navamsha can be your biggest friend or biggest enemy, and that all depends on the moon because it is controlled by Chandrakanta. Check your moon and decide whether you should follow the planet in the third Navamsha or you should avoid the planet in the third Navamsha. If the answer is follow the planet in the third Navamsha, then follow the planet wholeheartedly and it will take you to great heights that you have never imagined. And if the answer is don't follow the planet, then do everything in life, do every sin in life, but never ever activate that planet. If you activate that, it is a sure shot roller coaster ride to failure. It is a sure shot roller coaster ride to miseries, dissatisfaction, and unhappiness in your life. And you know what? Chandraganta, moon also indicates instability, lack of stability. So whichever planet is in the third Navamsha, you are going to face a lot of instability, whatever it is called. Lot of ups and downs in the signification of the planet. And you have to be careful about it. If Sun is in the third Navamsha, there will always be someone to challenge your authority. Despite you being the person in charge, there will always be someone who will come and will keep on challenging your authority. You should learn to ignore it. Moon is the ruler of fluctuation. Whichever planet is in the third Navamsha, the signification of that planet is constantly fluctuating. Venus in the third Navamsha, you will have very beautiful girlfriends, but the relationship will be short lasting. Very beautiful girlfriends, but long periods of separation, long periods of living alone. You have to make a balance. Never get attached to the signification of the planet in the third Navamsha. Anytime it can come, anytime it will go. The signification of that planet in third Navamsha is highly volatile. Be careful. Be very careful. If the second lord is in the third Navamsha, your finances are always fluctuating. If the 11th lord is in the third Navamsha, your income is always fluctuating. Some days you earn 1 lakh in a day, and someday you will not even be able to earn 2,000 rupees in a day. It will be highly fluctuating. If the 9th lord is in the third Navamsha, your luck is highly fluctuating. The mood of your father is highly fluctuating. Your fortune is highly fluctuating. If the 5th lord is in the third Navamsha, then you are a very intelligent and creative person. But your intelligence and creativity only comes when you are in your comfort zone. You cannot work outside your comfort zone. Yes. That's the result. And you know what? Moon, when he abducted the wife of Jupiter, Tara, and produced a child named Mercury, Jupiter came to attack him. And what? Moon is young. He defeated Jupiter as well. Then all the gods started cursing him. And Moon really felt bad. And he went to Gujarat, where he wanted to commit suicide by jumping in the sea. And then Shiva came and put him over his head. And Ganga came out of Shiva's head. And Ganga came to the earth after touching Moon only. Shiva saved Moon from suicide. Moon was going to commit suicide because he was being blamed by God. The planet in the third Navamsha. You can be uselessly blamed. You can be falsely blamed. You can be unrightly blamed in the signification of that planet. There can be false allegations over you related to the signification of that planet. Be careful. The planet in the third Navamsha is the planet that indicates an area where you did good for everyone, but you were always neglected. If you have Jupiter in the third Navamsha, then you wanted to share your knowledge selflessly. No one took it. That's one thing. But people also blamed you for keeping secrets and not sharing the knowledge with people, not giving it wholeheartedly, not giving it openly. That's the lesson that comes from the third Navamsha. That is the lesson that comes from Chandraganta. I'm just touching these Mahavidyas briefly, not going too in depth. I am leaving the interpretation over you. Right? Think over it, contemplate over it. The only secret to becoming a good astrologer is contemplation. Remember, in any field, be it astrology, engineering, doctorate, or any field, If you want to succeed, you should have only one habit, and that habit is contemplation. That habit is thinking. Keep thinking, and you will know more and more secrets of the third Navamsha just by correlating it to the third format of Devi Chandrakanta. Thank you for taking time out and watching the video. Dhanyavad and Namaskar.